The F-14 Tomcat is one of the most recognizable fighter jets ever built. Thanks to Top Gun, it's become a symbol of American naval aviation. But despite its reputation, the U.S. Navy retired the Tomcat in 2006. So what made the F-14 so special, and why isn't it still flying today? Time, the Cold War was in full swing. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a technological race, each trying to gain an advantage without triggering a direct conflict. One growing concern for the U.S. Navy was the increasing capability of Soviet long-range bombers. Aircraft like the Tu-22 and Tu-95 could carry anti-ship cruise missiles capable of striking carrier aircraft groups from hundreds of miles away. So, just imagine you're chilling on a beach in Hawaii, and then you just get nuked by from a missile that just came from California. Anyways, aircraft carriers are among the most powerful assets in any navy, but aircraft carriers are among one of the most powerful assets in any navy, but they're also some of the most valuable. Losing even one would be a major strategic blow. The Navy needed a fighter that could intercept these bombers before they ever... The Navy needed a fighter that could intercept these bombers before they ever reached launch... The Navy needed a fighter that could intercept these bombers before they could even reach launch range. Their first attempt was the F-111B, the Navy variant of the F-111A Aardvark. Yes, you know that plane. Alright. On paper, it checked many of the right boxes. Long range, powerful radar, and room for advanced weapons. In reality, it was simply just too heavy. It was too large, too heavy to fit on the carriers, and it had all of the things they needed, but it also had too many downsides for it to be realistic for use. Alright. After the program was canceled, the Navy started over. This time, Northrop Grumman won the contract with a completely new design, the aircraft that would become the F-14 Tomcat. It was designed to solve a very specific problem, protecting the aircraft carriers over long distances. One of the first things you'll notice about the Tomcat is its wings. Unlike most fixed-wing aircraft, these could actually move during flight, and this movement was called sweep. At lower speeds like takeoff and landing, the wings stayed extended at their full sweep angle. It had more lift and made the aircraft easier to control, especially when landing on a moving carrier deck. As speed increased, the wings automatically swept backward. This reduced drag, improved stability, and allowed the aircraft to This reduced speed, This reduced drag, improved stability and efficiency, and allowed the aircraft to fly efficiently at supersonic speeds. It's like having two different wing designs built into a single airplane. While variable sweep wings weren't unique to the Tomcat, the F-14 became the aircraft most people associate with the design. Aggressive as the wings were, they weren't actually the Tomcat's greatest strength. The real advantage was its radar. This radar was powerful.
Alright guys, just for context, our average kitchen microwave here in the United States maximum usually gets up to 1,000 watts, which is a kilowatt. The AWG-9 radar is 10 times more powerful, focused into a pencil-thin beam about 2.3 degrees wide, which is enough energy density to essentially cook that part of your body that it hits from the inside out.
The Hughes AWG-9 radar was one of the Hughes AWG radar. The The Hughes AWG-9 radar was one of the most advanced airborne radar systems ever installed in a fighter at the time. It could detect aircraft from well over 100 miles away, track up to 24 different targets simultaneously, and engage 6 targets at once with its Phoenix missiles. That's where the second crew member came in. While the pilot focused on pilot stuff, the Radar Intercept Officer, or RIO, managed the radar. Wow. They managed the radar, navigations, and weapon systems. Splitting those responsibilities allowed the crew to handle the missions that would have overwhelmed a single pilot. The radar was paired with the AIM-54 Phoenix missile, a weapon designed specifically for long-range interceptions. AMRAAM. It was basically the grandpa of the AMRAAM. Capable of reaching targets more than 100 miles away, it allowed the Tomcat to engage enemy bombers long before they became a threat to the fleet. The F-14 Tomcat wasn't the cheapest fighter, nor was it the easiest to maintain, and by the early 2000s, it just wasn't the most practical aircraft for the Navy anymore. But that does not mean that it wasn't successful. In fact, it means quite the opposite. For more than 3 decades, the Tomcat did exactly what it was designed to do: protect carrier strike groups and give the Navy one of the most capable fleet defense fighters in the world. Today, its service with the U.S. Navy is history, but its legacy lives on. Whether it's in museums, documentaries, flight simulators, or Top Gun, the F-14 remains one of the most recognizable aircraft ever built. And for an airplane designed more than 50 years ago, that's a pretty impressive legacy. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.